Oh yes, baby. Oh yes, we are back. What is going on? It's a brand new episode of
The
the
Jasmine
Jasmine Show. What's going on?
Show.
My name is
I'm
Vince,
Jasmine.
and we are here to talk about
Engagement.
yeah,
I'm kidding.
yeah.
We're here to talk about the circle,
I thought so.
episode 9 through 12.
9 through 12. So, where we last left off, obviously, if you're watching the circle, hit us up. Please make sure you dropping something in the comments. Thank you for taking the time to check out this video. What's going to be talking about? Yes, where we last left off, there was a shared profile in the bunch. We had our two catfishes that got eliminated. We had Lance and we had Emily, who were Lisa and Jack respectively. They sent them out and they combined them into John, who is a 64-year-old gay father of three that also turns out to be a psychic. And they decided to approach the character of John with big dad energy, and I thought that was interesting. And
Surprisingly, they're better as a joint catfish than they were separate.
they're okay.
Because they was trash separately.
They are okay. I'm not. I'm actually a little bit surprised. I don't have no pictures of John. That's the other thing I wanted to. But yeah, we had Jack. Obviously, we know who Jack is. Shout out to Jack once a time. He was very upset that he had to go home. And Lisa, who was Lance. Shout out to her again, of course. Again, they were pretty cool. But yeah, they've been doing their thing. Psychic was the only thing they had in John's profile, so they filled it out. Did a great job again. I just want to say I loved Kat. I love Kat. Kat was doing
I
her
like
thing.
Kat's energy, but she kind of like stepped on some toes too early.
Yeah, Kat was doing her thing. She was killing the game. She was getting very like intense, like probably where Savannah, one of the first people to get eliminated, probably wanted to be. But you know, she was doing some digging. We had Jack slash Emily. I put that they had Mitchell upset. I forgot what they had upset. I forgot what they had him upset for. I took a bunch of notes for these last few episodes. Probably something that has to do with flirting. This probably has something to do with flirting. But yes, and Lance and slash Lisa also had River upset because they were like cool and stuff. That's what it was. He was mad. Mitchell was mad because he was flirting with a dude, and Lee slash River was upset because he thought he was really bonding with Lance Bass.
Yes.
Didn't really happen. So everybody started to hound the group like, yo, who did Emily go to see? You know, and everybody thought Chloe was lying about it because Chloe, they had become best of friends at some point in the beginning of that. I'm gonna be using this
Emily
picture.
didn't go see anybody because
Emily's John now.
She's John now.
She's half of John. She's half of John. So nobody believed Chloe. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought she was lying about it. Kat went and did some investigating. I really liked how, again, she took it upon herself to initiate the conversation. She hit up Courtney and River like, "You messy hoes, I need you to tell
Messy
me."
Queens is what he said.
She started with messy hoes, but she named the group chat Messy Queens, or some along those lines. And she even recognized, like, while she was talking to them, like, who again, Courtney and River are really close to Chloe. She recognized she's like, oh, y'all not trying to give her up. So she tried to switch it up, but Courtney,
it was too late.
Yeah,
Courtney already, like, anytime you go for any Courtney's allies, he's like, you gotta go.
Courtney and River were not having that. Yeah. So shout out to them. I think they reported that to Chloe as well, so they got a little bit of information going on. They had some random challenge. I love the challenges in this game, but we watched 4 episodes, so we couldn't.
What was it? It was like President something.
Yeah.
They gave out awards. Oh, that was 2 different challenges.
It was a different one. Yeah, I have the brain teaser, and they had captains. So John was a captain, and I think Chloe was a captain. And John picked Trevor and River and some other people, and then Chloe picked some other people. But I think it came out on top that John's team, Trevor and them, won the challenge. River snitched on himself by saying Jay-Z had 100 problems.
Not 99.
Yeah. Everybody was like,
I'm like, River, at that age, he should know that at least.
Again, don't forget, River is supposed to be a 20-year-old boy, but he's old. A 60-something-year-old man. Shout out to all the catfish on the show. Y'all are doing an amazing job. Trevor, a.k.a. Delisa, took way too long to answer who is a picture of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. It took her long enough, but she did answer it, and that got them to win.
Yeah, but Chloe said, "Oh yeah, she knew these 3 basketball players, so she has to be a man.
She has to be real."
And I'm like,
he has to be real.
If you were alive in the 90s, you should know those 3 players.
You should.
Even if you're not into basketball.
You absolutely should. So Chloe, again, who is
who didn't know who Lance was.
Yeah,
so
she didn't even know who Lance was.
She doesn't know any 90s.
You know, she's Trevor's bae in the house, so they're linking up. Delisa feels a little bit bad about, you know,
Chloe seemed like she catching feelings.
On her heartstrings. Oh, she's damn cat. She was on a show to meet somebody. So imagine she still ain't met nobody. Like, come on.
She's catching feelings.
So yeah, so they got to win. They won, and they got to have like a cool kids pizza party. They had beer helmets and Circle USA sweatshirts to wear, and pizza and all the trophies. I love the trophies. I can't wait. I want to be on the Circle. Trophies, I love that they gave us so much like memorabilia to remember that moment with. Kat and Chloe had a chat. I said it was a fake ass chat. They had a chat to discuss like, oh, how's everything going? I was really worried about, you know, if Emily didn't come to see you. She's like, Courtney and River already told me.
Right. Already told me that you was talking shit.
So they just was going back and forth like, oh, I've got your back. Don't worry. You can trust in me.
Yeah.
When that's the game, yo. It's the game. It's super, super fake. And then the part that you were talking about with the voting, Democracy Day took place. So they had a chance to vote for someone to get a presidential prize. They had to vote for somebody. So it was almost like a rankings, just to kind of see where everybody was at. But it was to give somebody something cool. I forgot what it was already. I don't remember what it was, but they all got like little podiums and stuff. But Courtney won with John being the deciding vote. And Courtney was kind of afraid of being like the number one person and having the spotlight.
Yeah.
So I forgot what he got. But yes, shout out to him for that. Let's see. I'm just flying through it's 4 episodes. Again, so much happened. And the last episode is coming up. But yes, Kat and Mitch had a chat, just letting each other know, hey, look, you're the only person I trust, blah, blah, blah. Mitch and John chatted, because I guess Mitch wanted to test out the psychic powers as well. Some people have been doing that, and I think he did it with Chloe also.
Chloe believed it because she said he knows all the psychic words like Capricorn. I'm like Chloe be she's
falling for everything, but she might win.
She's smart at the she keeps game, but she don't understand basic things about the world, so she's losing.
She's really good. So they had another contest. The next contest was the campaign poster contest. Again, this is all democracy oriented, so they had to make shady. Yeah, they had to make posters about each other. I think they got people at random.
Yeah.
So it was everybody's poster was decent. You know, some people could have used a little bit more artistic freedom, but the most important poster that you need to know was of River, done by Trevor. aka Delisa. Trevor had painted a picture of River, wonderful picture, hashtag I got your back, on his chest. The title was Curly and Calculated. People didn't like that. Everybody took that as shade.
Yeah, it was shade.
Including River. Everybody, or Lee. Everybody took that as shade. They was like, yo, what you trying to say? No, but what you trying to say? So I thought that was very interesting. I don't think they knew who had painted it. You know, at that point, everybody was doing their last minute. I think even Trevor talked to...
River thought it was Trevor.
He probably did. But Trevor's always trying to clear up his or her name, you know,
right.
Make sure things are good. But guess who ended up going home at the end of this episode? Yes, I'm just as surprised as you are, Kat. I'm very surprised. Everybody, I think, had voted her, like, well, not everybody, but most of the house had voted her as one of the lowest people. She's like, oh, snap, with her toss up.
Well, the interesting thing was the influencers ended up being Trevor and Chloe.
That's right.
Which was good.
Thank you for that.
But Kat already kind of knew she was about to go home.
Yeah,
she knew she would dig too hard.
Yep. She was already on Chloe's bad side, and Chloe's got a whole half of the house. Trevor had bonded with Kat, but, you know, Trevor is supposed to be Chloe's boo, so they got to make decisions together. And if it wasn't Kat, it was Mitchell.
Well, the issue was that Chloe likes River and Courtney, and then Trevor likes Mitch and Kat.
They're untouchable.
So it was like somebody got to go home.
Somebody's got to go.
But Trevor and Courtney are trying to keep their...
Trevor and Chloe.
Trevor and Chloe are trying to keep their alliance and respect each other's. It was weird.
Trying to keep it together.
Anyway, so Kat, I thought Kat was gonna go see. Who did I say?
Yes, Kat is surprised once again. We thought she
was
going
to
see
Mitch because that's supposedly her day one.
So she could feed him all the tea. And they've been talking, but give her as much information as he possibly can.
That would be help the most
to try to win, hopefully. But she goes to see Trevor.
Yeah.
Why? Why'd you go to see Trevor?
They did have a good conversation.
They had a great conversation. I feel like she could have hit some more. Oh, I'm so sorry. Apologizing. Yeah. Maybe they just edited some of that out. But she wasn't super, super surprised to see that Trevor was actually Trevor's wife. It was a cool conversation. They gave each other again some more tea that was shared. And strategy. That's the thing that was one of the most important things.
Just breaking up Courtney and River and getting Mitch to be an influencer is the goal, basically.
I think so. So hopefully they'll get Mitch to become an influencer.
But she left. Don't forget, Kat left the goodbye message where she said, "There's 2 messy queens and a 2-headed snake." And of course, the entire rest of the episode, Chloe was like, "Well, who are the messy queens?
Who
is the 2-headed snake?
Who could this be? Who could this be?
Who said that?"
Yeah, so she's very aware of things, except for when they're right under her nose, apparently.
As always.
So yeah, she didn't do a great job at that. But a lot of information came out. We come up on final blocking day, meaning there's only one last person that's going to go home. After this is the finale, which is going to be coming up. I think it airs
Wednesday?
Yes, next Wednesday coming up. All right. And it'll be the last episode, so we get to see everybody meets each other face to face. Crazy. But final blocking day, they had an award show. After the award show, I think
what were some of the awards? Because River was getting bad awards, but he was just like, "Thank you, thanks for noticing."
I think it was the number 1 kiss ass or something like
that. Oh
yeah. And I think
Mitch was offended.
Mitchell shared that award with Courtney. Mitchell won another award that he didn't like. I forget what it was.
Yeah, he was very offended.
Right, and I think Courtney won like the best comedian or something like that in the house. So it was cool. But you know how the circle is. Some of the awards are cool. Some of them are a little bit shady.
Yeah.
So Mitch had sent some messages back and forth like, "Yo, if that's how y'all feel, you know what I'm saying?"
He was getting spicy in the chat.
I'm ready to turn this on, but I can't. I've been honest this whole time. I can't say the same for everybody in this house.
I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah, especially on final blocking day. So on this day, I believe it was Trevor and Chloe, because they had just blocked Kat.
Trevor chatted Mitch.
Yep.
And then they said, "Hey, we want to." What is it?
The hashtag,
Unite the Trifecta.
Yes, hashtag Trifecta is the name of their alliance.
So they were supposed to. One of them was supposed to talk to Chloe, and one was supposed to talk to Courtney, and one was supposed to talk to River.
So basically, I give Delisa all the props right now. Shout out to BX one time. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So Trevor, Delisa, puts together a plan. He says, "Look, step 1, this is exactly what we're going to do."
Also, Mitch and them figured out that Courtney was the Joker.
He's known that for a while, but I don't know how it was absolutely confirmed. Maybe between Kat and Trevor having a conversation. Something along those lines. But again, this is good information. Probably what fueled shout out Kat again. What fueled Trevor putting this plan together? Again, step 1 was you got to infiltrate. You got to get close with Chloe to redeem yourself. You know what I'm saying? Share something personal that he was a virgin for some reason. Interesting piece of conversation. Also, regain that bond with Courtney and River, even if it seems super fake. It did, but it worked out.
The issue for me is Kat and Mitch figured out that Courtney was the Joker, but it was like a game of telephone. They said that, but they completely missed the part where Courtney was the Joker playing as Emily, which is major information that you need to pass.
So at some point, again, a good amount of people in the house know that Courtney is or was the Joker. And again, like you said, everybody, I think Kat, maybe Terralisha, and also Mitchell knew that the Joker was supposed to be portrayed as Emily, and eventually figured out that it was Courtney behind that.
But they didn't communicate that information to the people still in the game.
So a lot of people in their heads are just thinking that Courtney is against Chloe because he was the Joker, but I don't think Courtney is necessarily against.
I don't think he's against
Chloe.
I think the issue is not mentioning that he was playing against Courtney as Emily is the major point.
There you go. Shout out to Courtney being the Joker and running amok in the house. But yeah, where was I?
They basically tell Chloe that Courtney has been like plotting against her. Like, oh, I know this is your boy, but he's been like trying to get you out from the jump. Like when Mitch and Kat came in, he was the one that told them this, and I'm just like, you still missing the Emily part. That's major.
Missing it. I mean,
and if y'all didn't think it was Emily, why did y'all take him for his word initially? Because the first thing I would think is, this is T, but this seems like somebody's trying to present as somebody.
Yeah,
to me,
just a little bit. So they did figure that out, but I wonder how important it is that, you know, that's a piece of information I was missing out. I don't know if that necessarily matters,
because that technically would play to Chloe's advantage.
Emily's gone already though too, so that's another thing that.
But she not.
We'll see.
So who's your top three?
Wait. I just wanted to say before they finish, again, this is the last blocking day, so they had the last pitch. Some of them were very emotional. Everybody got a chance to speak their piece on why they feel they're deserving of the $100,000 prize that comes along with being the winner of the circle. People talked about I think Courtney's dad had a kidney.
Yeah, his stepdad has
something like that.
Has cancer or something.
You know, people talking about nonprofits and stuff like that. So basically all this happened. And also they did their last rating. So everybody got to do their very last ratings to see who's going to get voted out. And also they got messages from home, which I thought was really sweet. We got to see all their families and Mitchell's family, who was on the season last season.
They was trash.
And we got to see actual Trevor and the baby. It was beautiful. It was a very beautiful message. Nice to see everybody cry. Lee's husband, like, I know you're probably crying right now. And he was.
He been crying the whole show.
But the very, very last thing after the ratings, we didn't find out who was rated where. All we know is that once your ratings were calculated, whoever is rated number 1 will become a secret super influencer, and they will cast the sole vote to send somebody home and block them for the very last time. It was River, y'all. It's always River. River gets everything, so I feel like people should be on their toes about River. River became the super secret influencer and had to block. He chose Mitchell. He had to block him face to face. Yeah, we figured Mitchell has been, you know, declining in the ranks. And
wasn't Mitchell last?
It was Kat was last before, so Mitchell. It was only next that Mitchell is right there, right? Low hanging fruit. So he had to block him face to face. So he goes in there and he's like, you can tell Mitchell was tight. But again, I love how accepting it is that it's like, oh, this is clearly not the person that I thought it was.
Right.
He's like, who are you? I think he asked him at one point, who? I'm River. I'm River. Sorry. So Lee had to go and block Mitchell face to face, sent him home. It was very upsetting. And next episode, again, like we said, we will see everybody meet face to face. I think half of the 5 or 6 remaining people are catfish.
Yeah.
As well. So this is gonna be fun. This is the part that we've been waiting for. I really enjoyed last season. This moment right here, especially because last season I think it was only 2.
You had the black guy that was playing his girlfriend.
I think it was only 2 or 3 people. So to see the one black dude walking there like, yo, who are you?
Right?
Bro?
Who are y'all?
Who are you? So there's a lot of catfish in this episode. Really looking forward to it. Trevor looked really nice in that dress. I just put that out there.
What?
That's weird. Because Delisa is where. Never mind. Anywho. My top 3. I'm still rooting for Courtney, obviously. Who's left? I think Chloe has a great chance.
Chloe is great.
Chloe has a great chance of winning. Courtney might have some resentment from other people, you know, a little either backstabbing or admission of the Joker or even suspicion of being the Joker.
Yeah.
So, you know, some drama was stirred up in there. So we will see. Who else is left? If John were to win, that'd be crazy. If Trevor, aka Delisa, were to win, I would be satisfied because you've been playing some game. She
slipped a few times.
She's just a couple times, but there was some really good, like, and even sometimes overdoing it on the I'm a single father-ness. But like, I feel like the game that Trevor's been playing has been really, really good. But again, I feel like Courtney's probably been the most honest the entire time. So. Not Courtney, Chloe, sorry.
I'm sorry. I can't pick. Because River been playing his ass off.
All right, so we didn't even talk about River.
We're not gonna talk about it, but River been playing his ass off.
We thought River was gonna slip. River's been killing shit.
He's been killing it.
Very calculated and curly.
Yeah.
Very, very curly
but
and calculated.
I'm here for Trevor because that was like a friendly game. Everything was a friendly game.
Trevor's been really going off of emotions, which is something that is very important because that's not something you would necessarily think like, oh, this is what is going to win the game. But even Delisa admits at times like, oh, I've been trying to make as many like strong connections with people as possible so they see my heart, and then I'll, see how the game works from there. So Trevor, I think, is a good shot as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Trevor stepped on the least amount of toes of the people that's left.
I think so.
Besides John, but I don't see John as an actual competitor because he's last, and everybody else is going to see him as last.
All right. Anything else that you want to state?
That's it.
That is it. So alerts, my friends. Alert. That brings us to the very, very end of this episode of the JasVynce Show. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you
like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, and don't forget to hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, and of course, thank you for subscribing, taking the time to comment and stuff like that. Let us know who you feeling on this new season of The Circle, and will we be back to do a review of the finale? Maybe? Of course. But people, yes, we'll get out of here. Please continue to like the video. Let us know how you feeling about this season. And please root for me when I'm on the show next season. Right. Thank you very much. All right, claim it. It's out there in the universe. All right, but everybody, we'll see you next time. Don't forget to check out our Unmatched and our Married at First Sight reviews, and of course our newly engaged videos as well.
Newly engaged.
But that completes this episode of the JasVynce Show. Everybody, peace.